speech. So one main step in NLP is pre-processing it before putting it in AI. So these are some steps that we can use in pre-processing. So one step is called tokenization. It's splitting the text so that it's easier to process and that you can look for more specific things. Like if you just want to look for like one word, for example, like Python or coding experience, to look at like job references, it can help like just yeah, it can help with that. And another type is called lemmatization, which is basically just grouping together different versions of the same word. For example, there's sometimes like two words that has like a plural version and a non-plural version. So sometimes in order to help with simplicity, all you want to do is just use only one version, which is usually the most basic one, which is usually the singular version. So the second thing I learned was sentiment analysis. This is kind of a review of AI one, but basically just sees how positive slash negative phrases are, and I'm looking for specific words and phrases to like compare to, and that's how they judge how positive or negative it is. So another thing is similarity, which is basically just seeing how common a phrase is to other phrases. It can help for like finding stuff within a certain sector. For example, if you want to find something about icebergs, all you have to do maybe is just see how similar iceberg is to like some titles, and that can help you. All right, so number 4 is computer vision. This is basically just how computers see. So part of computer vision is convolutional neural networks. So basically just uses features to like identify pictures. So like it's just like really downsizes and just find features, and that's how that works. So OpenCV is another tool that I learned how to use. So it allows us to display the image and make the image bigger or smaller, and it's possible to like zoom in on places where to like zoom in on different features and to focus on more specific parts. So another part is called image manipulation. So it's basically just changing the way you see the image, that you can magnify certain features instead of looking at the broad overall picture. And then the final thing I learned was called prompt engineering. So it's prompts that you put into AI so that it'll do like the tasks you want to do better. Because right now, because AI is like trained to do like a lot of things in general. So can help in specifying what you want from the AI. So now I'll be going over my final project. So what does it do? It simulates a conversation, a scenario where it could be possible in real life, where a teacher is like handing back tests, and then the teacher marks down a test because the student forgot their name. So we're using AI to be the teacher and the student, and it's basically just a conversation between two AIs. So the ChatGPT API, the API the allows us to use ChatGPT without actually having to go to the ChatGPT website. So the roles are so the so the roles give GPT more context on what it is. So there's a system prompt, which is basically at the beginning telling GPT the situation it's in. And the user is the person interacting with GPT, which is really just the other GPT. And then the assistant is what the GPT said previously, which is just storing the responses. So chat history helps us a lot because the API that we're using doesn't can't have a history. So a we have to create a list of all of what the user and the assistant, what they already said. So allows us to store memory, and we can use this so that it's possible to build off of what was already said instead of having to be limited to only a few messages. So that's helpful. And then now I'll be doing a demo of the final project. So this is the system prompts, and this is the system that starts it off. And then so here you can see person B, which is the API complaining. This is the student, and then person A is the teacher. And then they're just going back and forth. And after a while, it asks you, do you want to continue? If you say yes, it will just continue going over another 3 times, asking the API and keeping track of the history. So then it'll build off conversations instead of starting it over. And then yeah, this is my final project.
Cool.